This is Isaiah Cassidy. I'm Mark Quinn, and we're Private Party.
And you're listening to the All Elite Podcast.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the All Elite Podcast right here on the No Holds Barred Network, your source for all wrestling podcast content and more. I'm your host of the All Elite Podcast, as always, your self-proclaimed greatest host and the owner of the No Holds Barred Network. I guess you can call me Heel Kyle Masters, since that seems to be the trending topic lately in our podcast community. And I'm always joined by my co-host. She is the EVP of Giggles, the Queen of the Indies herself, Tiffany. What's going on, Tiff?
Oh, I'm ready for some wrestling.
Some wrestling.
Wrestling.
You're in the wrestling business. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the All Elite Podcast. If you are a returning listener, thank you for tuning back in. If you're new, this is a All Elite Podcast where myself and Tiffany go over anything to do in the All Elite Wrestling world. We give you previews and review shows just like this one. We're previewing tomorrow's AEW Dynamite show from Boston. Live in Boston, and we do reviews right after. Well, not actually right after this episode, but we do reviews of the AEW Dynamite show. We do predictions and reviews for pay-per-views. We go over Being the Elite and keep you guys up to date with what's going on in AEW World with our Around the AEW World segment. So that will be in this episode as well. And we're giving you guys the the Being the Elite review today. So we got I was interested to see how the Being the Elite would go on after we were into our TV taping. So we got firsthand today of what it's going to be like going forward. So I'm excited to get Being the Elite going off with the TV tapings going. So it doesn't look like anything really has changed much. We still get a cool backstage glimpse of what goes on during the TV taping, which is really cool. But yeah, we're here week number 2 of AEW on TNT. Awesome first week last week. Very good episode, and I'm intrigued about this episode this week. We have 4 announced matches with one. I guess you can say a couple of them are really big. But today being Tuesday, the time we're doing this recording, today is actually the first day that they're going to be debuting the new show, AEW Dark, which will be on YouTube. Allows you to watch all 4 matches on YouTube, which is awesome. I love that. Basically, it's going to let you guys out there see the Dark matches that I saw firsthand live. And you guys are going to be able to see all 4 of them this week on Tuesday. So they're going to continue with this every Tuesday. They'll be releasing AEW Dark on the AEW YouTube channel. So make sure you go and subscribe to that. And then you guys can keep up to date with the Dark matches. Really good Dark matches last week. So I highly suggest you check out this week's episode. We had Darby versus Shima. We had a big, huge 8-man tag that involved the Lucha Brothers, the Best Friends. Orange Cassidy even had like a little thing in that match. You guys don't want to miss that. It was really good. We had a women's tag team match, and then we ended off with the Jurassic Express, Luchasaurus, and Jungle Boy with Marco Stunt against SCU, which is really cool. So make sure you guys check out AEW Dark. It was really, really fun. Other than that, yeah, we're in Boston. Boston. I don't know. They say Boston. That's how they say it, right? Boston.
No.
It's like it's almost pronounced with like an A. I think that's how they say it. Boston. Like, man.
I got that New York accent.
I'm in Boston. I left my car keys in my car. Like car keys and khakis sound exactly the same.
I'm trying to... All right, let me stop. Anyway.
It's.
Are we gonna get?
I'm trying to get the Boston lingo down here before we continue, because like I want to make sure I say some words right. So if anyone from Boston, help us out here. Khakis and khakis are the same. Like, you know, khakis, the pants, and car keys are the same in Boston, I think. So it's very hard to get that confused. Anyways, tomorrow I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see now going forward. We're going to be mostly live from a little bit smaller venues. Obviously, they went with the bigger venue being the first TV taping, and it sold out really quickly. Even Boston is labeled as a sellout, so I'm intrigued to see how it looks in the arena tomorrow night. I'm still intrigued for Full Gear, Tiff, because if you go and Google the Royal Farms Arena, or with the Googleizer, you Googleizer,
my finishing move.
yeah, Google Royal Farms Arena. It's a weird looking venue.
Really?
I don't know how it's gonna look on pay-per-view, but it's a pretty. Just go Google it. You Googleizer. Googleize your way into Google. And you gotta click the picture where it shows all the lights on the place and it's empty. You're like, how can it look so weird to do a pay-per-view here? It just looks very interesting.
I'm like blank right now.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep it dead silence for you. For you people on the go, you're gonna be so confused and be like, what the hell is going on right now? But people watching, they can see is what we're doing. But while she's doing the Googleizer. So we're here at episode 46, Tiff. Getting pretty close to 50. Don't know if we're going to do anything big for 50. We might wait till 100. Maybe we'll do a big episode for 100. But if you guys are a fan of our podcast, you'd be a fan of the network. Network actually has some 2 other cool shows. Another episode got released today for the next podcast. That is our friend Skelly Bones. He released a podcast today. He did a review show from last week's episode of NXT, and he's doing a preview show for this week's episode of NXT, and he reviewed SmackDown and Hell in a Cell from this past weekend. So go check it out if you are still a fan of NXT and still a fan of WWE. We don't criticize that. You like what you want on here. I'm not going to go into my rant that I did last week. That's okay. I know everyone wants it, but that's not coming out today.
Not yet. We could do a flop.
He recaps all that stuff too. So go check him out. The next podcast on the network. Also, the other show, Under the Ropes, is coming back this week on Thursday. We have another live interview to be doing. We're doing Joey Silver. I'm very excited about this to learn more about Joey Silver. I know Tiff knows more than I do, being the indie queen.
Because we've been talking about this. I'm telling you guys, this kid is going to be a star. I just see it. There's something very, very special about him. And I've said this in tweets and I've been bringing it up on other podcasts that I've been special guest co-hosting. Mm-hmm. I keep bringing him up. So I was like, if I keep bringing him up, he's got to come on Under the Ropes. So there's something really special. I really feel he's going to get picked up. I really do. Oh. There's something about him. Like, he's going to get picked up somewhere. I just know it. I just, feel it. So I'm excited. He told me that,
I feel it.
He told me as well he wasn't going to come on unless he's on the list of husbands, too.
But... Oh, so he's aware of the list of husbands as well. So what you're saying is there's an opportunity to be thrown under the bus again.
Oh, God.
You kind of just gave me kindle to the fire there, Tiff.
No, he's way too young for me. But no, sorry, you can't be on the list of husband.
Okay.
But yeah, so the list of husbands.
So Under the Ropes, guys, another awesome show where we interview indie stars here on the network. Returning this week with myself and Tiff. It'll be live on Thursday, so make sure you are following the network at NHB Network on Twitter for updates with that. But anyways, back to the All Elite podcast here, talking about All Elite guys, and again, AEW Boston. Might as well preview it right off the bat here for tomorrow's Wednesday, October 9th show. For you guys, going doors open at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 7:30 p.m. Showtime start, which you most likely get one of the AEW Dark matches. So make sure you get in that arena early. Yeah, let us know, too, if you want to tag us. I'd like to know what's going on since we won't be there. At the Aganis Arena. Aganis. I don't know. That sounded weird the second time. I'm not going to say Aganis. That sounds... Don't want to go down that road. No. No, we're not going to talk about that anymore. Aganis Arena.
Let's go down the rabbit hole.
So we're going to preview the show. We have 4 announced matches for this show this week and 4 awesome matches. I cannot wait, with one of them being the start of the tag team tournament bracket for the tag team championships. But we'll start off with preview and predicting the first match, which I'm most looking forward to out of all the matches tomorrow night, and that is Shawn Spears versus Jon Moxley.
I feel like this match is too good for TV, though.
This is great, and Sean Spears has been really like boosting this match up on social media over his Twitter account. If you guys don't follow him for some reason, go follow him. He's just been chirping Jon Moxley for like the last 2 weeks. Like anytime AEW mentions this match, he'll quote retweet it and just destroy Jon Moxley. Like Sean Spears is the king of chirping on social media, man. This guy is awesome, and I cannot wait for this match. Basically a WWE match on AEW television. We'll see how, we're obviously going to see the biggest difference from both sides. So I'm looking forward to this match. Really intense grudge match. Someone brought it up to me. Someone was like, isn't there two heels going against each other? I'm like, I wouldn't consider Moxley a heel. He's kind of like his own thing, right? He's kind of like neutral. Like he's just a badass, doesn't give a shit about anything, and people love him. And Sean Spears, people hate the shit out of him because he actually plays a heel character in depth, and it's so good. And then we're going to have Tully out there. Tully even released like a little promo clip on AEW's Twitter channel. I'm hyped for this match. God, it's really tough though, but it's either Kenny's going to get involved in this match in some way because Moxley got involved in last week's match. So it literally screams Kenny's going to get involved.
Yeah.
Which would suck for Moxley because then that would be a DQ win for Spears. And Spears would get the victory, which would be great because he hasn't had a victory. Or did he get the DQ? Oh my God, how did I forget that match? The Cody match.
No, he...
Oh, Cody won, so he lost. So he's 0-1. Sorry, I was thinking of the chair shot. My bad.
Yeah.
So
he needs this.
I think he needs a win. Yeah, especially if you're gonna build a heel like that, and you have Tully with him. You can't have him be like winless in AEW. So he might get the DQ win, or it's gonna be while the referee is. I think they're gonna go the way the referee is distracted or knocked down, and Omega's gonna actually cost Moxley the match, and for Spears to win and pin Moxley, and that's gonna piss off Moxley even more. So I think they're gonna go in that direction. I'm gonna obviously go with Sean Spears here over Jon Moxley because of the Kenny Omega interference. Yeah,
I'm 100% with you on this. I think Kenny's definitely interfering. We got to get this build up for Full Gear, guys. So I'm excited, and I'd love for Sean Spears to get a win. It won't be a clean win, but hey.
Do you think it's going to be a DQ win, or is it going to be like the referee distracted?
I think it's going to be a DQ win.
Okay, so Tiff's going with DQ. I'm going with the referee distracted, but both in agreement. Sean Spears getting the victory over Jon Moxley, sadly, but due to Kenny Omega interference. We'll go ahead into the first round matchup of the tag team tournament with our boys Private Party.
Hell yeah! I love them.
Which I think you'd be a little bit conflicted though, Tiff, because you're a fan of the Young Bucks, a huge fan of the Young Bucks, and you even got the Matt autograph. So like,
I'm conflicted. No, but I'm not conflicted. I'm totally not.
So you're rocking with Private Party all the way through.
Still going with Private Party. I think we're going to get Ortiz and Santana interfering or something, or after the match, some sort of distraction. Maybe like music hits, they come out, Young Bucks get.
Or maybe it's this new, because they're part of this new quote unquote alpha club that they're trying to start here.
Look, here's our tag team belts, and you would think, okay, maybe Young Bucks are going to get pushed in here. But we need to start pushing new talent here. And of course, you guys know I'm biased as hell here because I love Private Party so much. So I think they're going to pick up this victory and move on. And I think this is where it's going to start building a feud with the Young Bucks. And, it's already started, but I think we're going to continue. And maybe I think Full Gear, we're going to get Ortiz and Santana versus the Young Bucks.
That'd be sweet.
I don't think it's going to be like one of the weekly tapings. I think that's what we're going to see at Full Gear. So.
Okay. It's tough because, like, that's already two matches where we're like, oh, there's going to be some sort of interference. And I know AEW didn't really want to do that. But at this point, you can't really not do that because of what you've built in storyline out of the first week. For Private Party just to beat Young Bucks with no...
that'd be great.
That'd be insane. That'd probably be like, oh my God. That's another channel changer moment that I even mentioned last week. That's another like, what? And then, veer off from NXT towards AEW.
Or maybe Ortiz and Santana are on commentary, or like I said, maybe like the music.
Yeah,
just
it just gets in the Young Bucks' head, and then
yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I'm thinking.
this is gonna be a really good match, especially because if they're it's gonna be a really good match because people are gonna be so invested to see if the Young Bucks don't make it through, how they're not going to make it through, because they're not the team, I don't think, to lose clean. Like they're better than that. So,
right.
But we can't really put it past. You know what I mean? We can't really put it past something to happen like that. I would be shocked if Private Party won clean, but that would be that's like a huge nod. If they make them win clean and Young Bucks take the pin here and the Private Party goes over, that's like a huge nod to them saying, we have this much faith in you to put you over against the Young Bucks. So
right. Well, if you think about it, because they did face that House of Glory and Private Party did lose. So if you're thinking about that, I mean, I was there for that match. They need this. They need this. I mean, they're over anyway. It doesn't matter. Private Party is over.
I love their finishing move. Absolutely love their finishing move. That's like the sickest tag team move ever.
My favorite finisher in a tag team. Totally. Mm-hmm. So, again, I'm biased.
So we'll see how it goes down. But winner will advance in the AEW World Tag Team Championship Tournament. And I'm excited because they go on to face the winner of the Lucha Brothers and who are they facing? There's a Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens. Next, we have a newly announced match. It was announced on Being the Elite this week. We have Hangman Page and Dustin Rhodes against Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara.
Right?
Everyone, I think, was wondering if they were going to stick with that team that they assembled last week, and it kind of looks like they're kind of still sticking with it. I mean, it's not been confirmed yet. I guess we have to wait for TV. I don't want to say anything just yet. I want to be like, okay, Alpha Club right away. No, I kind of want to wait and see how they play it out. I don't know if Jericho is going to be the type of character to start a team, but we'll see. Sammy Guevara and AEW World Champion Chris Jericho are going to face Hangman and Dustin Rhodes, and I think because of what we've seen at the end of BTE this week, I understand why you and others have predicted that maybe Hangman turns on Dustin and joins the team today. Or maybe not even just join the team, maybe just goes heel because of the Young Bucks confronting him and pissing him off pissing off the Young Bucks in the dressing room and not going out there. And you saw how Hangman Page was so angry about not getting his own locker room when he was there when they started everything. He's like, you guys have the EVP locker room. I was in the regular one. And even Dustin saying that line, saying, you know, they're right. And then, it does scream a Dustin turn. Or sorry, a Hangman turn on Dustin.
I think I love Hangman Page. Don't get me wrong, guys. I absolutely love him. But I think I would like to see him turn heel.
That's a big team. I don't know. Maybe he just turns heel. I don't think he joins the team. That's a pretty huge team.
I can see him turn heel. Maybe not now. I mean, I would love for him to turn heel, and I think this would build him up insanely because I know I've talked about this on other podcasts and other people have been talking about it. Like, they didn't really want Hangman Page in the title picture. They're like, okay, he's not going to bring anybody over. So I think, again, I always go through this concept that this is where your story building comes. And I think he'd make an amazing heel. And then that's where eventually, like, we can see him, not now, like, get the title, but I'd like to see him go heel for a little bit and, like, build him.
It's different. Like, it's definitely different.
Yeah. Like, build him as a beast. So, yes, cowboy shit.
Cool. Cowboy shit. Do some cowboy shit and go heel.
Yeah. So, who do you think is going to win this match? Like, I know. This is like how I'm feeling about it. I don't know. If Hangman and what's it called, Dustin win, Sammy's eating that pin. If that's the case, but I don't know.
I don't think Dustin.
Like Hangman's just like walking.
I think
out.
Jericho and Guevara are gonna win because I think they're gonna continue that momentum from what we've seen last week. It'd just be weird if they just lost after all that jazz last week. So something's gonna happen in this match, whether it's Hangman costing the match, by accident or something. I'm gonna lean towards that. I don't think Hangman's gonna turn heel just yet. I'm gonna wait for that. I think he's gonna cost the match somehow by not paying attention or something's going to happen. He's going to get distracted, and then it's going to cost him the match, and Guevara and Jericho over. I can't see a heel. Although I love the idea, I can't see it just yet. I can't. For some reason, I can't.
Yeah. So if anything, like if again, like I said, if Jericho and Sammy lose, Sammy's eating the pin. If Hangman and Dustin lose, Dustin's taking that pin. Maybe something like Hangman walks out. Can you see something like
maybe he
he just walks
he gets
out?
so frustrated and just walks away. Yeah.
He just leaves the ring. I could see something like that.
I like that.
Now that I'm thinking about it more, since we're talking about it, I'm gonna go with Jericho and Sammy on this one. Okay. And I think something like Hangman Page is gonna, again, like you said, like be distracted, or he's gonna walk out of the ring and leave.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm excited. And then another match that was announced. This is really, really cool and really interesting. And I think they're doing it because of the hype train, but I'm excited for it. We have Darby Allin against Jimmy Havoc. And a winner receives a World Championship match next week on Dynamite in Philadelphia. So we knew that the championship was going to be defended in Philadelphia. They announced that a while ago, even back when they first announced the Philly date. But they never said what the match is going to be. We now have a number one contenders match this week to see who will face Jericho. So Jericho already having to defend the championship before Full Gear, before taking on Cody Rhodes. So it'll be Darby Allin versus Jimmy Havoc. Very interesting number one contenders match, I think, because of what you guys are going to see on AEW Dark this week. The hype behind Darby, I think they see a lot of that, and they see a lot of promise in him. I know Cody does. And it's a good opportunity for him, but this is a very interesting match. So I have Darby automatically out of the gate winning this match to go up against Jericho. Not sure how it's going to play out, but this is going to be a very, very physical match, to say the least. Especially with those two. We've seen what 2 out of the 3 did. These are 2 out of the 3 the Cracker Barrel crash or clash, whatever they called it, at All Out. Put these two going in a one-on-one match. We can expect some crazy dives, use of the ring in a way that you can't get yourself DQ. I don't know if they switch it to no DQ like right before the match starts. Maybe this is, what I can see? Maybe this is the opening match. And just to get the crowd even more fired up, Justin Roberts announces this match has now become a no disqualification match. And the crowd just goes, yeah, and goes nuts. Chance, we want tables, all that jazz. That'd be kind of cool. That'd be a good way to get the crowd hyped up right in the beginning of the show. So I can see them maybe doing this right in the beginning of the show. And but I have Darby going over right away. I'm not changing my mind here. I think he's going to get the first shot. And that's very huge. That's very big for him, being such a new face in the company. And again, this goes all back to our interview with Rick Knox, which we did. If you guys don't know, we interviewed referee Rick Knox a couple episodes ago. Let's go check that out. Really good episode. I highly suggest you check out this interview. We've done Brandon Cutler as well. That's also one of our favorites. Go check them out, guys. But especially Rick Knox, how he mentions in the interview with him that don't be surprised if they've pushed the newer people right out of the gate. And so far, look at this. Look at this match here. We have Jimmy Havoc and Darby Allin, of all people, getting a number one contenders match. And with the likely scenario of Darby going over here. So I'm having Darby going over and facing Jericho next week. It's going to be interesting.
I don't know. This is such a hard call. Like, Ori's in the chat. That's her boy. Havoc, that's her boy. I don't know. I really don't know where to go with this. I want to go with my boy Darby. I absolutely love Darby. The crowd is so over with Darby. And then we just had this momentum with
you're gonna change if you pick Havoc now, Tiff. Your mind's gonna change when you watch AEW Dark this week. You should see how loud and over Darby was. It was incredible.
To tell me how over Darby is.
Well, it's more than he has been so far. It was more than he has been so far.
I've been following Darby before AEW. He is absolutely amazing. I'm a huge fan.
I'm not saying how over he is with you. I'm saying the people that were in the arena.
I'm just saying, like I said,
I'm just saying.
Over and all out. It doesn't matter. They're over. I feel like we need more with Havoc, though. Like, do we continue this momentum with him versus Jericho? Like, I'm so confused with this one. Like, I want to go with Darby.
I think I know what you're saying, because he, out of the 3 in that because Darby was involved in that clash. Jimmy was the one to win there, so he kind of has some backing here to say, well, maybe I'm going to get, maybe I should be number one contender.
Right.
And maybe they go with him. So it'd be weird.
No, and then on top of that, like, he already, Darby had his match with Cody. So, like, I'm thinking here, and I feel like, okay, we're going to, like, I don't know. I want to go with Darby. Something's telling me to go with Havoc right now. I don't know what it is.
It could be if you choose Havoc. What if that's a person they can use, because we know the championship match, Cody's getting involved.
Right.
Cody's getting involved to further that storyline. So maybe just to take less away from Darby's push and momentum right now, it's good to have a Jimmy Havoc go in there, because that way, if Darby goes into that match with Jericho, it's going to be ridiculous. You're going to steal the thunder away from Darby if they include Cody, or maybe they do it that direction, and maybe that just adds more hype to it. You know what I mean? Like, they could go in either direction here.
I think either way, we're going to be very happy.
Yeah.
Whoever wins, like it honestly, to God,
it's an intriguing number one contenders match. It's crazy. It's different. They didn't go with like a Kenny Omega and a Cody for the number one contenders match. You know what I mean? They didn't go, okay, we're gonna pick the regular people or a John Moxley. They went with two new faces that not a lot of people know that are new fans of AEW.
Right.
So. Oof.
Yeah. So either way, whoever wins this match, we're excited. So I'm excited either way. So good luck to you guys tomorrow night.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. We're going to be doing our review show also Thursday, guys. It'll be Thursday during the afternoon. So make sure you look out for that. I'll probably send out the tweet later today about when we're doing the review show. So keep an eye out on that, or I'll send it out tomorrow morning. So I maybe do it tomorrow morning, because I'm going to give our boy Salak some time to do a thumbnail for us, because this week's thumbnail, amazing. I love it. It's just simple. It's swagger and the blue dust. Like, I love that. I don't know. I love the he picked the one picture of his face just looking right at the camera. I'm intrigued what they're going to do with Hager this week, because I know we only have 4 matches announced. We could be getting a 5th or 6th.
Right.
I wonder what they're going to do with Hager. What storyline they're going to start to build with him. Like, who is he going to go start a storyline with? So I'm intrigued, very intrigued. And I know he's still with MMA, I'm almost certain. So this is a very good crossover professional business move here with that Tony Khan has done with Jack Hager, to get even the MMA fans where Hager's from to come and watch AEW, because there are probably some fans of Hager and MMA are like, oh, he's going to wrestling too? We know he used to be a wrestler. What's he with now? What's AEW? Let's go tune in. You know what I mean? Like his loyal fans that are watching MMA are gonna follow suit, and then it's a good relationship with that MMA, because people were like, oh, from AEW, the AEW fans would be like, oh, Hager does MMA, let me go and watch what he's been doing in MMA. It's a good relationship, very, very good. Anywho, so that's AEW Boston from the Aganis Arena.
I'm excited. If you guys aren't hyped, then I don't know what to tell you. I'm hyped.
Are you awake in there? Hello. So yeah, I'm excited. Very excited. Next week in Philadelphia, city of brotherly love. Don't know if that's going to play into anything. But before we go anywhere else, guys, make sure you're following us on social media at All Elite Podcast on Facebook, at All Elite Pod on Instagram, and at All Elite Pod on Twitter. Make sure you're clicking the right links towards the right AEW podcast. Make sure you go down to the YouTube description below, click the links, and that will get you to where you need to go and follow. Make sure you subscribe to us, most importantly, on YouTube, youtube.com/NHBWR. We're so close, Tiff. We're so close.
We're 60 away.
60
Help
away.
Us get to 1,000.
And if you guys,
I will.
yeah.
We'll do something special. Maybe.
And if you don't know, there's already something special going on. If you don't know, we are in a race with Kenny for Your Thoughts podcast and Smart to Death podcast to get to 1,000 subscribers. The losing podcast must wear the winner's podcast t-shirt on an episode of their podcast, which they also do video versions as well. So you know it's going to be a great contest. Make sure you help us get there, guys. We are 60 away. Share the podcast on social media. Get us to our goal of 1,000 subscribers. And for you people on the go, and for people that don't know that we're on the go, we are available for everyone, everywhere, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spreaker, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, Castbox, iHeartRadio. There's this new one called Bezer. I don't know what that's about, but we're there. We're on there. Wherever you get your podcast, ladies and gentlemen, is where you can find us on the go. All links are located down in the YouTube description below if you need help getting there, or our Linktree page, which usually gets posted on our social media page of Twitter. So we're available on the go. We're also got an AEPT store coming soon. I'm going to take a night sometime this week, folks, and just crush it and get it done and focus on it and get it done this week so we can get it out to you guys. It looks so awesome. Cannot wait to show you guys the new AEPT store coming soon. Ooh, yeah. Cannot wait for that. Wait. I'm gonna take one night this week. I'm just gonna focus on it and do nothing else and just crush it and get it done. It's so close to being done. Just got to do the finishing touches.
Yes, and we just made a donation to Culture City as well.
Yep. So yeah, guys, that too. Any T-shirt, even with the new T-shirts that are coming, any T-shirt purchase, me and Tiff do not make any profit. We take that amount and we donate it straight to Culture City. If you don't believe us for any reason, go onto our Twitter page. We'll post the donation on Twitter with the picture of us donating to Culture City. We donate it all. We don't keep anything. So that's what we want to do for the AEW community and the AEW world. Them being partnered with Culture City, we think it's an amazing cause. So all proceeds are donated to Culture City.
Yeah.
Now, Tiff.
Yes.
Speaking of T-shirts and stuff.
Yes.
New merch alert. Oh, baby. Yes. Yeah. All Elite Wrestling new merch alert is here because we have some new merch happening in the AEW world. Just a few new T-shirts. Just a few. We'll start off with this one. This one's a really cool looking T-shirt. Love the logo on this one. It's a Jurassic Express, and they have a new logo that features all three of them.
Love it.
And my God, it's just you have Luchasaurus there being like the swamp monster. They're lifting up the logo. And you got Jungle Boy and Marco Stunt hanging off the logo in the vines there. Really, really cool. And if you're looking here on the video version of the podcast, look at Marco Stunt's face. What's going on with that?
He's so funny. I love Marco Stunt.
What's he doing? Like,
hey.
Oh God, here, I'm gonna zoom in for you guys here. Look at his face. What's going on here?
He's so awesome.
Like, hey, he's doing like the whole Fonzie thing. Or Fozzie thing. Fonzie, is that it? Oh God, Marco Stunt. But yeah, new T-shirt from Jurassic Express available now. Penelope Ford has a new T-shirt. This one is actually really, really cool. I love that T-shirt. I know a lot of that's an in thing with the hipsters. This style of T-shirt. I've seen a lot of this style T-shirt, so you know it's gonna sell with the hipsters, 100%.
I need an Orange Cassidy shirt. I gotta stop playing.
But Penelope Ford has a merch. That's merch. So good for her. You can see her in an AEW Dark match this week. So make sure you tune into that.
She's amazing. If you guys have not seen her wrestle before, I know we've seen her in the Battle Royale, but oh my God, I've seen her so many times. She's absolutely amazing. She's
great. You guys will love her. Just watch AEW Dark this week or today.
Yes.
Young Bucks have a new shirt. Very interesting design here. Not sure, they haven't mentioned if it was a matte design shirt, but this is interesting. I don't know what to make of it. It's like it's a lightning bolt with their initial in it. But it's weird. It's unlike their other shirts.
Shocking.
Right? it's a shocking T-shirt. Wow.
It's sexy.
It's sexy. But the Young Bucks Lightning Bolt T-shirt available now.
God, they're gonna make me broke.
Janela's got a new T-shirt.
I need
Bad
this
Boy
one.
Joey Janela. So it's like his other one, but they kind of changed the colors a little bit. It looks really cool. So if you guys are a fan of his T-shirt, he's got a new one with purple and blue colors. So that's available on shopaew.com. SCU has a new T-shirt. This is the worst town I've ever been in. Washington, D.C. inspired T-shirt. So if you are a patriotic person and love America and love D.C., you can get your SCU DC inspired T-shirt. See. And then we have Rihu, according to Tiff. Rihu T-shirt available now. The new AEW Women's World Champion. So she's got a T-shirt. Really interesting logo. Very You know, very feminine. It's a very feminine T-shirt. I looked at it on the shop. Very, very feminine.
It's cute. Well,
it's so cute. It's so cute.
Lord. God, me.
So this is kind of like our around the AEW world, guys. The new merch alert is part of that. We keep you guys up to date with the new merch that's out there. Also going on around the AEW world, the tag team titles. Obviously, everyone's seen them by now. If you haven't, really beautiful looking belts. Yes. What Tiff just said, they're sexy.
Don't judge me, okay?
Sorry. Anyways, really cool addition for the belt. The one side plate. This is really cool. So Matt Jackson tweeted out, he goes, check out the pile driver on the one side plate. It's dedicated to one of AEW Wrestling's great coaches, Jerry Lynn. It's actually Jerry Lynn giving a pile driver back in the day to someone on the tag plate belt. That's really cool. And even Jerry Lynn didn't know about it, and he quote retweeted that and said, oh my God, this is really awesome. And you can see a better look at the tag team belts right down there. Very beautiful looking belts. I don't know what some people had problems with this belt and they didn't like it. I'm like, what do you mean you don't like it? What's there not to like about these belts? I don't understand.
Stress.
Whatever. It's not everyone's cup of tea, I guess.
I like it. I think it's very masculine. It's awesome. I like the side plates. I really like the side plates.
They're beautiful. It's a beautiful looking belt. I'm a fan of them. You know, I guess it's not everyone's cup of tea, but it is what it is. Everyone's like, oh, they kind of copied the ECW tag team belts. Yeah, they got some inspiration from it. Who cares? Like, why does that bother you? Why does that bother you that much?
Oh God, here we go.
No. I'm keeping the green guy in there. The Hulk's not coming out here.
I like feeling it. Like it's like I could trigger him. Like
no,
let me poke
the belt's not. The green guy is not coming. No,
poke,
it's okay.
Poke.
Don't be poking. You won't like me when I'm angry.
Anyway.
They did some more stuff going around the AEW world. They announced the next date for December 11th. They're going to be in Dallas/Fort Worth Metroplex.
Yeah, we have a lot of subs in Texas, so let us know if you're going to get tickets for this.
In Garland, Texas. That's where it is. So at the Curtis Colwell Center. So AEW Dynamite in December 11th will be in beautiful Dallas, Texas.
Yes.
Texas for AEW Dynamite.
Anthony, you gotta go with your cowboy hat and your green beans.
And your glitter, everything.
Yes, let me throw some glitter.
Yeah.
So,
anyways, so I love. Hang on, I gotta switch it back here. The Lucha Brothers are finally in an advertisement, which is really cool. So like a generic one, not a match one. So you can see Ray Phoenix's face in this one's hilarious. Everyone's got the serious look except Ray Phoenix.
Yeah, they're still House of Glory tag team champions, by the way, just so you know, because House of Glory was this past Saturday.
And then Pentagon looks evil as hell back there. My God, awesome! I just love their AEW. Love them, absolutely love them.
Anyway,
hey, one more thing going on in the AEW world, which we found interesting and little sketch. Impact Wrestling's Twitter account broke this, breaking Kylie Ray is coming to All Glory, their pay-per-view on Twitch. Okay, so we went from career-ending injury to having to leave AEW to all of a sudden saying, "Hey, I'm actually medically cleared and I'm wrestling in a gender like a cross intergender match." And then now this Impact Wrestling announcing. So is this all because she wanted to go to Impact Wrestling?
I don't know. Like, I really don't know
sketchy.
What to think about this. Maybe something happened in the back, you know, that she wasn't happy.
Which I don't get. She's one of the three. The first three women they announced. So what's the problem here? What? I hate that we don't know. I know it sucks and it's it's none of our business really, but as podcasters, it kind of our business.
I mean, we'll keep looking to see if we find anything about this, but we really don't have any information right now. We know what you guys know, so it's hard.
I've been scouring for something, and some stuff I'm just like, okay, this is not true, but I'm waiting for like a reliable source to come out, but nothing. It's just been like radio silence with this thing, and it's really sketch. I'm just gonna keep it at that. Really sketch.
So best luck to her. So.
Other than that, I don't have any pictures or anything, but I did see, if anyone didn't see, AEW was at New York City Comic Con.
Yes.
And they had a whole panel there and answering questions, all that jazz. There was an incident that happened there, which is really cool. The video is out circulating on Twitter. You'll find it if you just type it in. But the one video I seen was a quote-unquote Chris Jericho fan. And then it actually turned out to be MJF, and he ripped up all the costume. He looked like Jericho in his entrance, and it was MJF. Cody ended up coming there, and he stormed the panel and attacked Jericho on the panel. And there's this big, huge brawl up on the stage. So they're adding to the storyline with that in real world stuff. So at the New York Comic Con, so that was pretty cool. I don't know if you guys didn't see that. Just type in New York City Comic Con AEW in your search box, and you'll see tons of people retweeting the video. So.
If I knew this was happening, I would have bought tickets for New York Comic Con, but I didn't know till after, and the tickets were already sold out. So.
Womp womp. Womp womp.
You know everything. This is what happens. You try, and it is what it is. So.
Other than that, that's really much it that's going on in the AEW world. Not anything else big. Looks like they're just we're going now into that. Before AEW's TV taping started, there was always something. It's going to come down to sometimes there's going to be a lot less stuff because now they're in their regular format and their regular schedule of TV. So we'll still keep you guys up to date with what's going on this show and anything that comes out news-wise. We have a couple articles at the end here today. One really cool one I really want to talk about. Can't wait to get to it. But before that, guys, and before anything else, make sure you follow us on Discord. We have a Discord link down below if you guys want to join in on Discord. If you don't know what it is an awesome way to talk with other wrestling fans and wrestling fans of the podcast. Talk about anything you want. You can play really cool games in it. Free app, free to join our Discord channel. Link is down below for you guys. As always, here on the podcast, we want to give a special shout out and thank you to These Wolves, who let us use the official theme song for Dead to Me each and every single week here on the podcast. Thank you so much for partnering with us, These Wolves, and letting us use that song, Dead to Me. Really appreciate it, guys. Go check them out. Link for Spotify and YouTube is down in the description below box for you guys to follow them as well. They have a lot of cool other songs. They actually provide one of their other songs, the official theme song for our boy Ringside Rant, for his podcast, which actually I might as well talk about it now, Tiff. Myself and potentially Tiffany will be guest hosts on his podcast on Friday. So I'm not sure if he's in the chat today, but if he usually is, sometimes he's not. But anywho, we're going to be on his podcast this Friday, so check it out, guys. We'll link everybody through social media, so make sure you follow myself, Real Kyle Masters, right down there. Tiffany, right below her, Loves to Dream 82. So, yeah, right there, Tiff. Right there. Mine's right there.
Right there.
Right there. Anywho, let's
do it.
It's good. Being the Elite review, folks. And yes, there you go. The Cutler footage. Oh, she's been tweeting. Yeah, he tweeted the Cutler footage. I love that. But yeah, see there on screen, our fans watching BTE review on their television, really hyped for it. This is how hype you should be for watching our Being the Elite review. As you can see, the AEW #1 fan there, and the guy with the red scarf there, the red MJF scarf. Don't know where he got that, but they're excited to watch the BTE review. And so should you guys here on the podcast. So let's get into it. Being the Elite this week, episode 1. Why are you laughing?
I'm just laughing.
Yeah, AVP giggles. Living up to her name, guys.
Oh, yeah. But I love how, Brandon Cutler started using the hashtag as well. Cutler
if you guys didn't see that, and you've seen that him use hashtag Cutler footage, just saying. Not to be those people, but we started that. Just saying. Just saying.
Because we always tweet at him too, Cutler footage, and I love it that you guys are doing it as well when you're writing him because I see it. It's great.
It just felt good. He used it. I'm like, oh god, that's awesome. I love it.
We should make a sign when we go see him at Starcast.
Make
Cutler
him sign
footage.
it. Yeah.
And yes, we should make one. Yes, we're gonna do that.
We're gonna do that. Yeah. It's already jotted down. We're doing it. Anyway, Being the Elite is what people are tuning in for. Those crazy people on screen they're excited for this. Episode 173. I'm just getting started. Young Bucks and Kenny Omega are in the locker room before their match AWDC. The Young Bucks are asking Kenny, are you ready? Your head's not been in it lately. You've been acting really strange. Are you okay? And they show him and he's eating and talking at the same time. Just, doing the sway. Going, yeah, okay. I'm all right, man. It's cool, man. It's cool. You can trust me. And he's eating. I think it's a power bar. I don't know what the hell it was. I was trying to. Actually, it's weird. Did anyone else do this? I had to rewatch this because I was focusing on so hard on what he was eating. I was trying to figure out what he was actually eating. And I was trying to see the logo of the wrapper. And I totally forgot I should be taking notes for this, and I had to rewatch it.
That's great.
I'm not alone in this. I know people do the same thing. Just saying.
That's great. That's freaking great.
So Kenny mentions that, well, he kind of mentioned under his breath, I'm just getting started. And they're like, wait, what did you just say? He's like, well, I just said, we're just getting started. And he's like, no, you said it in that tone that you've been saying the last couple of weeks, Kenny. And then they kind of call him out on it, and then they leave, and they're still kind of disgruntled, and Kenny's laughing, and then he kind of like does the whole head shake thing. He goes into that voice, that like Joker kind of esque like weird voice. I'm just getting started. I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
Oh my god.
Oh, I don't know what's going on with Kenny. What's going on with this guy? Something's not right in his head. I think the losses are going to his head. But we kind of had an intro to the intro this week.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was. I thought we were getting a brand new intro altogether, but it was like an intro to the new intro. And it was like Marvel style, like they did the comic books flip at the end. So I don't know what
Comic-Con thing this week, probably.
Is that what that was? I don't know. I was going, okay, so I thought we were getting a whole new intro. I'm like, oh, this is cool. No, we got an intro into the intro. Cool. All right, intro into the intro. They're trying new stuff. Anywho, Young Bucks are outside the production truck, and I'm sure everyone caught it, but this was done in editing. They added a filter to this part because they didn't mention anything about the filter, so it was re-inputted. And got a little subtle shot here. If anyone didn't get it, why it was all red. If you missed Hell in the Cell this Sunday, which I don't blame you, I feel bad for people that had to tune into that. Clearly, we were right. Anywho, the one match was all red. The red lighting, really, really unnecessary. So, what did the Young Bucks decide to do? Filter their whole promo there outside the production truck in all red. Interesting. So a little subtle shot there, but they're talking about the show. They're finally here. It's Dynamite, their first show, ready to get this going. And then Nick starts talking about the t-shirts. He's like, yeah, look, Matt's got it on too, and like he's like, move your credentials, move it all the way, and Matt's like, no, that's okay, they can see it, don't worry about it. And then Nick's like, no, take it off, and he like physically took his necklace and put it around his neck so he can show the shirt.
I feel like I gotta buy this shirt now.
Yeah, I think it's gonna catch on.
I think it did. It was the #1 shirt, and then
I saw a lot of them. Believe it or not, I saw a lot of them in DC. So it did catch on a little bit, yeah. So Nick's still saying he loves the shirt, and Matt's kind of like saying he loves it, but you can see in his, facial expressions that he's like, oh yeah, I love it, Nick. So we moved on. This is pretty cool. So we kind of had like a mini Road to TNT little interview with Tiff's List of Husbands member Orange Cassidy. Oof.
Yeah. I can't.
Get the fan.
Yeah, girl.
So he was being like, I guess, quote unquote, interviewed, and he was just giving like one word answers, just like good. How does it feel about being with the best friends? Oh, good, awesome. And he just giving a straight one word answer. There was like this over the top music playing in the background. Then there's the one part where he's with the Young Bucks in like the cubicle in the locker room, and everyone's like, is this guy sleeping? What's going on here? Hello. They're like, Cass. And they lift up his glass. They're like, look at this. What's going on here? And then Orange Cass just suddenly gets up and goes, all right, guys, good talk. And then leaves.
Just so you guys know, he's like legit like this in person too, because I've met him a bunch of times, so he totally stays in character.
That's awesome. It's
fucking great.
Yeah, I understand he's not everyone's cup of tea, but...
I instantly fell in love with him when I first saw him in ICW. Instant love. I was like, oh, I love this guy. I was like, I love this gimmick.
I don't understand people criticize him like, oh, well, he doesn't wrestle. I'm like,
he's legit.
It's a character. But even though I know he's wrestled before, Tiff, but like they're talking about what they've seen so far out of him, because people are so quick to judge because they want to judge AEW so quickly right off the bat. And it's like, it's a character, and to you. I mean, heel Kyle match was coming out a little bit here. To you, Dirty Marks, you call us Marks, so you guys are Marks, you Dirty Marks out there. If this was on WWE television, you'd be all over it. You would eat that shit up like crazy if he was on WWE television. So don't give me the shit about Orange Cassidy. Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
Don't mess with my list of husbands, all right? I'm just saying, don't mess with them. I love them.
Anywho, so we moved on. We had Kazarian warming up for his match with Marcos. And this is really weird. So, like, Marcos sprayed something on him, and then Kazarian's like, hey, who sprayed that? It smells like he's right next to him. I don't know. And then I guess they're just making fun of how short he is, so Kazarian can't see him. And then Marco goes, oh, hey, Kaz, like, I love your theme song. He goes, yeah! Or he says, like, of course you do. And then he just screams it, and he goes back to doing his, like, workout things with the bungee cords, whatever those are called.
Stretch the...
Yeah. That was a quick little segment there. So, and we moved on to Jungle Boy talking with Silent Bob. They're doing the whole Silent Bob sign language thing. If you guys haven't seen,
yes,
this makes more sense if you guys have seen Jay and Silent Bob or Clerks, the movies. That's the only way that this makes sense here. So you have Jungle Boy and Silent Bob talking in their non-talk sign language, and then Lucha and Jay come around the corner. They say, like, and Jay's like, man, these guys never shut up. And then Lucha, Saurus, and Jungle Boy have to go. They leave in their, Jungle Express kind of way with Jungle Boy on top of the shoulders, and they leave. Jay and Silent Bob are like, oh, that looks cool. And they try to do it, and then they fail. Oh, it was funny. That was funny. Yeah. That was a good segment. I'm glad they included Jay and Silent Bob on the Being Elite. That was cool.
Yeah. Well, why not? Why wouldn't you?
We transitioned to Leva and Bates and Peter Avalon on Skype with each other. Leva's just so excited.
I'm sorry. We need more Peter Avalon.
He was angry. Like, he was having none of this. Leva was outside the Library of Congress and saying, like, oh, this is the library, the Mecca library of all libraries. And she was like reading the wall up here. It's like just not having any of it, going, oh my God, stop. And then Leva eventually goes, I'm gonna take you inside. And they go towards the door. So poor Peter.
To take you outside. She's gonna take you inside. So
I found it amusing. I like that segment. I don't know.
I'm still not feeling this. I think no, like Peter Avalon.
Boo this lady. Boo.
I'm sorry. Peter Avalon's too good for this. Sorry. I'm not feeling it, but that's okay.
So we had Matt and Nick backstage, and then Nick's looking pretty pissed off because Matt's not wearing a shirt, and Matt's like, man, I spilled the entire pot of coffee. The whole thing just drenched my entire shirt. And Nick's pissed, and then he goes, but it's okay. It's okay. Because you know why? I brought you an extra. Because I knew you were going to spill coffee on your shirt.
I was dying with this segment. I love these segments.
Matt was if you look at Matt's face, he was so shocked. He brought in the shirt. He's like, oh, no. And then MJF comes in out of nowhere. And he gives him, like, he's like, I know, like, we're not, we don't see eye to eye, but I'm here with a business pitch here. And he goes, he's like, there's an ongoing problem around America right now, and it's troubling the country. And he goes, people can't afford Burberry scarves. So he's like, I have an alternative for the shop. And he pitches the I can't afford a real scarf, MJF scarf. And then Nick looks so mad, and he's grabbing and goes, I'm so mad that I didn't come up with this. He's like, this is going to sell more than the shirt.
I love it.
And he's just so angry that he didn't come up with it, and he shows Matt, and Matt's just like not having any of it either. Oh, man. That was great. That was a good segment. I love that segment.
Great segment, yeah. This is, I love it.
I actually saw someone in line during AWDC with the actual Burberry scarf. Like, it wasn't the fake one like that they was put in the shop. It was an actual Burberry scarf, the real one that MJF has. So you can buy those somewhere. Near him,
even if it's the real, because
I'm curious.
Grab it off of you.
If anyone, I'm curious. No, I wasn't done though. You just started talking. I wasn't done. So you cut me off. So I'm cutting you off. I was gonna say that if anybody knows of the actual Burberry scarf and where to buy it, link us down below on YouTube or on Twitter. I'm curious to see how much it is, and I might buy one myself. So that's all I wanted to say, Tiff. Now the floor is yours.
I can't stand you.
Floor is yours.
Anyway, no, yeah, so if you're wearing the damn scarf, the Burberry, even if it's a fake one, he's gonna grab it off of you and he's gonna spit in it. So I hope that isn't the case for that guy if you spent all that money for a Burberry scarf.
Okay. Anywho, next segment. We got some Dynamite footage, so some actual Cutler footage. Hashtag Cutler footage. So we got Cody on stage while the production is being built, just looking around, like taking it all in. We get the Elite watching the women's match and how into it they were, showing and monitoring, or mentioning that they're stealing the show out there. And then they showed the Elite about to go into their entrance and like how the production team does it. And then we saw really quickly Kenny going over to Riho and congratulating her. So Kenny and Riho. Ooh. And then the Elite make their entrance, was really cool. It's cool to get like a backstage like view of that. And then we got Moxley hiding underneath the steps. That was pretty. Climbing into the thing. Yeah. That was really interesting. Then we got the gorilla footage of the spot, the big DDT through the glass table. This is what I meant, guys. You could hear in this week's Being the Elite how loud the crowd was during that spot, how I told you TV doesn't do it justice, and how the camera that was in the gorilla picked up how loud the crowd was. It was that times 10. Like, it was ridiculous. And they showed the Dustin run-in. Then we transitioned back to, like, Being the Elite segment, and it was the Young Bucks coming in through the locker room. And they were pissed off at Hangman Page. They were not happy. They're like, where the hell were you out there during the whole attack thing? And then even Hangman gets mad. Here's what we were mentioning earlier. Hangman gets mad here and says, well, sorry, I was too busy in the regular locker room while you guys had your little EVP locker room. You know, he's mad. And he has a point to be mad. Like, Hangman was there during this whole beginning. And, you know, he feels like he's not in the proper role, or he's not getting enough attention that he should be. The Young Bucks call him out and saying that his mind's in the gutter ever since losing his title match, and just saying like, we're disappointed in you, and then they leave, and then Hangman's just sitting there while Dustin's sitting behind or to the side of him, and Dustin goes like, they have a point, This is where I think if everyone thinks that the heel turn's happening is because of what Dustin just said there, and then Hangman apologizes and goes, you know what, I'm gonna make it up to you next week. So there's that line too. So and they show the match announcement: Dustin and Hangman versus Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho. And then we get the last segment of Being the Elite. We had the Young Bucks coming in with Kenny's backstage with Riho and Michael Nakazawa. And the Young Bucks walk in and ask if they could leave, and ask the doctor to leave, who was fixing up Kenny. Kenny, man, like, where were you out there, man? What's going on? Like, why were you not there for us again? And then Kenny even apologized and was, like, sincere about it. And then the Young Bucks said, like, we're not mad. We're just disappointed. And then, they leave him with that sour taste in his mouth. And then, as they leave, Kenny legitimately, he doesn't go into his Joker character anymore. He literally looks disappointed and upset. So that's where they leave us off on Being Elite this week. So,
by the way, the scarf is about $430.
Oh,
yeah. Well, Burberry's Burberry. So.
Man, so you're telling me that guy either got a gift of that or found a cheaper version, or he actually legitimately spent. I'm not spending $400 on a scarf. So you're telling me that guy might have potentially spent $430 on a scarf?
He's been rocking that scarf a long time, because even in the indie scenes, he's been rocking that scarf.
I'm sorry.
Not new.
No, not MJF. I'm talking about the fan I seen in line. Like, yikes.
Like,
if you go spend $400 on a scarf, I'm sorry. This is pretty out there, but you have problems. Just saying.
What?
Who spends $400 on a scarf? Tiff, a scarf.
Yeah, but why is that any different than a chick buying a really expensive purse?
Oh, well, I have my opinions about that.
Michael Kors. How is that any different?
It's the same. I think the same with girls buying those. I don't have a different opinion of that. Huh?
What?
I don't have a different opinion. You girls are crazy buying purses that much.
It's all about the trend, man. It's all about the name brand sometimes.
Stupid.
You're stupid. Okay?
You spend that much money on a purse, you have problems. You probably don't have that much money in the purse.
You know, shut up.
Why would you spend that much money on a purse that you're not gonna have that much money inside the purse?
And I want to rock something really nice because it's a purse.
No, but then when you get it ruined or if it gets stolen, then it's
nice.
like the end of the world, because it is potentially the end of the world because it's $500 for a damn purse.
But I can walk around and look nice with it.
Hold up.
because
Here's the
we're talking
difference.
About it right now.
Hold
So
up.
What are you talking
Hold up. Here's the
about?
difference. This is me.
What?
Here's the difference. Me losing a $20 wallet. If there was nothing in it, sorry. I'll just go buy another one. Me losing a $500 wallet.
Yeah, I mean.
Ah! There's your difference. Sorry if I broke people's ears. And people agree with me in the chat, so. There's your difference. Anywho, that's being deleted this week. Episode 173. Very interesting ending, seeing how we leave off with Kenny. So.
Whatever.
We'll see. Right? See everyone agreeing with me in the chat. There you go. There you go.
I don't really
you
care.
Get?
I have like one or two really expensive bags. I don't really care. I'm a chick, and chicks like nice things sometimes. So
well, you can buy nice things, but they're reasonably priced nice things.
Listen, that's what coupons are for. But anyway, let's go on.
Let's get into the news and rumors this week because I really want to talk about the one story. And actually, you know what? Let's talk about it right off the bat. So we'll lead off with you, Tiff. And this is interesting, folks, because if this happens, we know something like this could happen because of history. We knew about the whole Daniel Bryan thing and him getting, potentially a career-ending injury and not knowing if he's ever going to come back. And it was a really sad moment. And then we saw over the years that followed that, he was getting cleared by every single doctor in the world except the WWE doctors. And, people were wondering, like, what's going on here? And then they finally accepted it and got him back. Could this be happening with another wrestler and potentially going to AEW?
Yeah. Been going like floating all over the place on social media. It's absolutely crazy. So is WWE afraid of Edge going to AEW?
Edge. Adam Copeland.
Oof.
Oof.
So he put out a message last night that pretty much squashed the rumor that he's cleared for in-ring return, that it might be a clever tactic to hide the fact that there's a return for Edge to be coming soon. Dave Meltzer discussed Edge during on the Wrestling Observer Radio. He said that the Rated R superstar is trying to get cleared. It was also said that although it's not been confirmed that Edge has spoken to AEW, WWE believes that to be the case. Well, why wouldn't it be? Look at all the people that are like floating around from WWE going over.
That's
to
tough because we don't know what's it's going to come down to what Edge is thinking, right? He's not under, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think he's under a Legends contract right now. So technically he's free to do whatever he wants. So that's why WWE is afraid. They wouldn't be afraid if he wasn't under a Legends contract, because then they could just pull their shenanigans and freeze it and extend it. Vince McMahon's a shady guy. He's going to do something to that. But it's ultimately what Edge thinks. And I wouldn't put it past him. He's got some friends in AEW. We know that. So someone could persuade him to come over, and because maybe WWE is not going to. I can't see WWE clearing him just for the purpose of him not going to AEW. But then I also see on the other side, I could see them clearing Edge for him not going to AEW. So it's tough, but that would be insane. That'd be another big name crossover that could potentially do something, and we'll see what the deal is with Edge. But the story here is, guys, he's trying to get cleared, meaning his injury has either healed up or something's happened to the point where he's able to potentially wrestle again, obviously on a limited schedule, not a full-time I'm going to wrestle each week kind of thing. But then you can look at it like this at the same time, he knows and he's heard that AEW is not going to push him full time. He knows that the light schedule that they're doing with their wrestlers, and he could see that as an opportunity to be like, okay, I want to still do the thing that I love. AEW is promising, we're I guess you can call it load managing our stars. Mm-hmm. There could be a potential here to work with him. It's $1 billion company. He knows he can get paid well, and his family and everything will be taken care of with AEW. And then Jericho is a big thing here. Jericho could be the one even maybe to persuade Edge to come over. So, and he's quite a big example of older stars being taken care of in AEW as a big name. Edge is a huge name. Edge is one of the biggest names in WWE, one of the ones to come out of there. So we're not sitting here and telling you guys that, oh yeah, he's going to be AEW bound 100%. Just that we're talking here. We're throwing it out there, the possibility of a chance if he does come over, the opportunity is here for him to work with it and do good with the company. So
Yeah.
it would be cool. It would be cool. So we'll never know. But I also saw today that the Revival keeps hitting more and more coming over. They actually tweeted at S, because I think it was either Scorpio Sky or Kazarian saw a couple of their friends that work for WWE in the airport, and they tweeted at them. And then it was Scott Dawson, and Scott Dawson quote retweeted and goes, #FTR versus SCU with the whole thinking face. And I'm like, oh my God, stop it.
Well, we go back into even December when they were tweeting at each other with the Young Bucks, and they were like, "We will face the Young Bucks."
That can't be allowed, man. They have to be coming over. How can they be allowed to do that? With the whole the quote unquote Wednesday Night War going on, and how much they don't want to, regardless of what they say in the stupid letter they sent out congratulating AEW, that's got to be not allowed. That's not a good look within the company. So I think this is another sign that Revival want out. They want to come to AEW. If they come over, it'll be amazing. There's so much they can do with that team, with the history, with the Young Bucks and the Elite. There's so much. We'll get the Revival back on being the Elite. So it's awesome. I think they see that as a good opportunity.
And then they're just focusing on tag teams.
I mean, I think they're also, you got to think it the other way. They're also probably really pissed at the direction that they've had. Yeah, they've had some title victories, but that means nothing if you're not pushed into a meaningful storyline and you're enjoying what you're doing. They could give you a title, but you're not enjoying what you're doing. You know what I mean?
They got the titles because of the fact that they wanted out of their contract and they tried to get released. And then all of a sudden they put the title belts on them. So I don't know. I mean,
I think they're tired of the false promises. That's what I think. Yeah. So we'll see what happens with Edge. We'll see what happens with Revival. Could be happening. We're just talking about it. That's all we're doing. So like I said before, AEW is revealing a new show called AEW Dark. It is featuring non-televised matches. Cody Rhodes made the announcement official today on social media that yesterday that AEW Dark is coming to Tuesday. It will be hosted on AEW's YouTube page. Contains all Dark matches that took place before and after the show. The plan is to have 1 hour highlight episode on TBS. This new show sounds totally different from the 1 hour highlight show we have previously reported. AEW Dark will be hosted by Tony Schiavone and will premiere this Tuesday, which is today. This will feature all the matches we didn't see on Dynamite last week. This will bring dark matches to the masses, which is a really good idea. On that note, you can actually go and click the results and see them if you'd like, if you don't want to watch them for whatever reason. But Tony Schiavone will be hosting AEW Dark going forward on Tuesday nights, or Tuesday on the YouTube channel. So
cool.
It's awesome. We said it. We talked about it earlier. I love the fact that they're showing the dark matches to the fan base that didn't get to see it. I love that we're featuring that. I don't know if they're going to make something out of it. I would love them to maybe input storyline maybe into the dark match. That's a way to get views onto AEW Dark on their YouTube channel, is to have people have to tune in if it's going to further a storyline or include a storyline. So I think that's really cool. Or if they have favorite people that didn't get on that week's show and were on the dark match, they can go and watch it.
So I'm going to assume that the wins and losses are going to count as well if they're going to premiere these on the web.
That's one thing they haven't come out and said yet. I feel like someone will clarify, or someone's going to tweet at them and ask them, and it will be clarified. Maybe Tony Schiavone will even say it today on today's episode of AEW Dark. So we'll see what happens with that.
BTE mailbag question.
It is. It's a good BTE mailbag question, which they didn't do this week.
Yes. Maybe we'll send a tweet out after. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Matt Jackson comments on AEW chants at the end of Hell in a Cell. I bust out laughing when I saw that tweet, and I had to retweet it on the All Elite podcast because I was like, this is too funny. So
you know what's funny, Tiff? I've actually had people that are WWE fans that I know personally, like friends of mine, that they're like, I don't blame. They even said that they don't blame the people for chanting that, because the end of that whole fiasco was garbage, and I don't remember seeing anyone saying any positive about it. So. For them to chant that,
All you have to do is see like social media to see how everybody felt about it, and then you can see like that's the other thing too. Like you see all the clips, and so I can like see little things here and there of what's going on. And man, that video that they posted of after the show and everybody booing this, I mean, and then them chanting AEW is just insane. So Matt put a tweet out, "We'll be back Wednesday for a new episode of Dynamite on TNT." I lost my shit when he posted that. I was like, this is great.
That was funny.
Like, that's so funny. So that is crazy.
That's such a good tweet.
It was.
It's like, people are chanting our company. Well, if you guys want to know, we're going to be back on Wednesday nights. Like they like mention it without even mentioning it in the tweet, which is really cool. That's funny. But I don't blame them. I watched the highlights of the end of that, and I don't blame people for chanting whatever. They also chanted other chants like bullshit and we want a refund. Like, I don't blame them. Like, that was really piss poor ending, which was funny. The funniest thing was Brazzers tweeting at WWE saying, if you need help with exciting climactic finishes, we can help you. We know what we're doing over here.
Yeah.
It's pretty sad when a porn website has to tweet that to you. Oh man. Anywho, Tony Khan's role. Tony Khan's role. There you go. Tony Khan's role backstage during AEW Dynamite this week was revealed. I was intrigued to see what he's doing backstage, because we didn't see any. I don't think we've seen him in Being the Elite. So like the footage of backstage, I was wondering what he's been doing. PW Insider is reporting that Tony Khan was backstage during Dynamite, timing out the show. He has done this job in the past at AEW pay-per-view events. TK actually did a pretty good job timing everything out well, because they had time left over. It is reported that they actually had an extra 2 to 3 minutes at the conclusion of the show. This left them with room to focus on Chris Jericho and his heel new faction, tearing up all the baby faces in the ring. It looks like Tony Khan will be timing out the show backstage for AEW on a consistent basis. He has been present at all AEW television events so far, and it doesn't seem like he plans on missing any. Yeah, duh, because guy loves wrestling. He absolutely loves wrestling first, business second with this guy. But I love that he's actually back there timing the show, like timing stuff how they should be timed. And look, he does such a good job that they left 2 to 3 minutes to let the new faction focus on at the end and getting a bigger focus, which is really cool. So that's awesome. He's going to be there from now on, with reports saying he's going to be there. I mean, he has to be. The guy's so into this. Like, this is his number one baby, and with him loving wrestling first and business second, it's just amazing. I love this.
That was that All Out. He came out after, and I don't think this was anywhere, but he was talking, and you could just see like how humble he is about it, and he talked about how much he loved it. Like, you could just see he's all in. Yeah, obviously,
pun intended.
He's all in.
Yeah.
But it was really nice to hear what he said. But yeah, he loves it, and I think that's so important for this business. And you know, we're all in. We're excited. Let's do it.
Damn
so
right we are. You can see a freaking change in my background. It's like my background slowly converting to AEW. If anyone's noticed, it's like soon enough it's just going to be all AEW.
I feel like I'm gonna have to start doing something like behind me.
There's butterflies on the wall. I gotta go.
Keep telling me I gotta take my butterflies down and start putting some AEW stuff behind.
You gotta buy my flag. Maybe you get the flag when we're at Baltimore and put it back there.
I don't know. If I'm getting the flag, it's going on my deck, and it's like it's gonna float.
My deck.
My deck.
So you can show the Twitter world your deck pics.
The deck. It's all about the deck pics, bro. Like.
Anywho, staying on page.
Oh man. Yeah, so that's all I have.
Not really much news this week, guys. It's gonna come down to like some weeks aren't gonna have a lot of news because of their, they're focusing on their TV tapings. I know like there's a lot of WWE news in between their TV tapings, but eventually we'll get something like that. Just a slow news week this week.
Right.
Other than that, Full Gear coming up in a couple weeks, guys. We're excited for it. Me and Tiff are going to be there for Full Gear. We're going to be live. Me and Tiff together. AEW Full Gear.
Yes.
We're working on the Airbnb situation currently right now. Should be figured out soon, and then we can get a little bit more excited towards Full Gear. We're going to be there. Really good seats on the hard camera side. Cannot wait for that. Already a couple...
Cutler sign.
Yes. Okay, Cutler sign. We're going to be at StarCast. still working on getting there the day before for Friday. I'm hoping to get that approved soon so I can run up there the Friday.
I forgot to tell you.
Oh.
So I went to Capitol Wrestling the other day.
Okay.
Sonny Kiss was there.
Mhm.
So crazy.
If anyone
But
did
he's
see, we
back.
tweeted a picture on our All Elite podcast, and he's holding up the All Elite logo, which is really cool. Yeah.
So awesome. Thank you so much. You're
Mhm.
amazing. So we're slowly making our rounds to all the AEW guys. So
All right, now, guys, that's probably going to do it here for the preview show for AEW Boston tomorrow night. AEW Dynamite, second TV show, guys. Get hyped. We're fully here on a regular basis now doing preview and review shows here on the All Elite Podcast. So make sure you are tuning into our Twitter account, All Elite Pod, and looking out on there when we're going to be doing the review show on Tuesday. But sometime Tuesday afternoon, probably at 1 o'clock again or 2 o'clock, so keep an eye on that. We also have Under the Ropes this week on Thursday night at 9 p.m. We have Joey Silver we're going to be interviewing. So, guys, a lot of cool stuff coming to the network, especially this podcast. So make sure you're keeping up to date on social media, following myself, Real Kyle Masters, my co-host at Loves to Dream 82. And, yeah, we're going to see you guys on Thursday for a double dose of us. Hope you guys aren't sick and tired of us by then. But other than that, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of the All Elite Podcast, episode number 46. Your AEW Boston preview show right here on the No Holds Barred Network, your source for all wrestling podcast content and more. I'm your host, as always, the self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters. You can always, I'm always followed by my co-host. She is the EVP of Giggles, the indie queen herself, Tiffany. And we'll see you guys next time for the next podcast, and see you on Thursday for the review of AEW Dynamite.